Good evening. Happy Valentine's Day. This is the agenda for the caucus meeting for February 14, 2024. Presiding officer of the council, Milady Tejeda, wishes to advise the audience that notice of this meeting has been filed with the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and posted on the bulletin board in the city clerk's office and on the city's website, indicating that today's meeting is being held in the council chambers, City Hall, 260 High Street at 5:30 p.m. Right now it's 5:35 p.m. And the council meeting will follow the caucus and the closed session. Council President Tejeda, as a courtesy of the governing body, I will ask all individuals present, including members of the audience, to please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. Should you need to make a telephone call, please go out in the hallway and speak in a low voice so as not to disturb the ongoing meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz.
Present.
Councilwoman Morales.
Present.
Councilman Puccio.
Present.
Councilman Torres.
Present.
Council President Tejeda.
Present. Ordinance, public hearing, 5 minutes maximum per speakers per ordinance. An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by handicapped person, ordinance number 380-85, and amendments adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255A of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about deletion. Number 2, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Administration of Government, ordinance number 1-72, an amendment adopted July 28, 1972, also known as Chapter 4 of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about harborside marina utility improper docking. Number 3, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of the property designated on the tax maps on the City of Perth Amboy as Block 127, lots 16, 17, and 18, commonly known as 333-341 High Street, for public purposes pursuant to NJSA 40A column 12-5 and NJSA 20 column 3-1. Number 4, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Records, ordinance number 62192, adopted August 4, 1992, as amended by ordinance number 1944-2020, adopted May 27, 2020, also known as Chapter 425, of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. I would like to table this ordinance again, not table it, but pull it until we requested some information that we needed. Some of the members of the City Council does not feel comfortable with the information that was provided for us. Also, there was some inconsistency with the previous part that we voted on last time. Like, it will say something in the front, and then it didn't coincide with the information later on. So
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. The definitions, so that's, well, that information caused it to be a first read, but we'll provide that. And most importantly, like you were saying, the information that the council requested, I'll make sure you have that regarding the surrounding municipalities and the charges that each one municipality charges regarding towing. We'll make sure you have that.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna pull it for the next meeting. Once we get all that information, I want everybody to look at it and then let us know how you feel about it. Okay. Agenda, public comment. Citizen may address the council on any matter on the agenda which does not have its own scheduled public hearing. Citizens shall be permitted to speak once for a maximum of 5 minutes. Reports. Fallon Barczewski, tax collector, submitted the monthly report of collection for the month of January 2024. Number 2, Jill A. Goldie, CFO controller, submitted the following: investment report for December 2023, budget status report for December 2023, interim year GASB 75 report for the year ending December 31st, 2023. Ordinance, first reading, no public discussion. An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by handicapped persons, ordinance number 380-85, an amendment adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as the Chapter 255A of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. And this is about deletions. Number 2, ordinance of the City Council of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the vacation of certain portions of Herbert Street and Market Street pursuant to NJSA 40:67-1. Number 3, ordinance of the City Council of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the sale of the property located at Block 89, lots 9.01, 11.01, 12.01, and 13.01, commonly known as rear of 525-537 Smith Street, to Gateway Redevelopment LLC for the purchase price of $42,000 pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law NJSA 48-1. Number 4, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic Ordinance Number 194-78, as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414 of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. And this is about King Street loading zone. When we were on the agenda prep, we spoke about having like limited time, like we did with the other business that asked for it. But I guess this one is 7 to 5, you said? It's the timing.
We're also
7 a.m. to 5 p.m., but
the proposal is also to replace this. I sent a similar ordinance to the clerk's office and to the council president. Rather than creating a new loading zone, we're just going to restrict, we propose that the council just restricts parking from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. That's a cleaner way of doing this. It's more straightforward. It doesn't change the location. It's not going to create a new loading zone in that area. It just says you can't park there during these certain hours, and the no parking section of the code already allows for parking on Sundays and holidays. So, in addition to being able to park overnight, Sundays and holidays are open. So it's probably just a better fit, easier to do, to just do a restricted parking area.
Okay, thank you. Resolutions, R41-224, authorizing refund on overpayment for an application for laundromat operation in the amount of $20 to Annie Lentini of Showcase Laundromat located at 973 Convery Boulevard. R42-224, authorizing refund of 6 handicapped parking application in the total amount of $600 due to denial by the police department. R43-224, authorizing refund of bingo application fees to St. Michael Byzantine Catholic Church, 401 Hall Avenue, due to the COVID-19 pandemic at the time, in the total amount of $860. R44-224, authorizing a 2024 Athletic Social Club license to Perth Amboy Racing Pigeon Club, 806 Central Place. R45-224, authorizing change order number 2 to the contract with Rapid Pump and Meter Service Corporation, Inc., for the repairs of the pumps and motors on all appurtenances at the Second Street Pump Station in the amount not to exceed $33,185.80. R 46-224, authorizing submission of a bid to the provision of state community and family court appropriations programs to youth residing in Middlesex County. R 47-224, authorizing the city of Perth Amboy to submit an application to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, for the Assistance to Firefighters Grant, AFG, for the fiscal year 2024. R 48-224, authorizing the city of Perth Amboy through the City of Perth Amboy Police Department to participate in the Defense Logistic Agency Law Enforcement Support Office 1033 program to enable the Perth Amboy Police Department to request and acquire excess Department of Defense equipment. R 49-224, authorizing a contract with JCT Solution for the purchase of the Vigilant City Surveillance Camera Project through BC-bid-22-24, computer equipment and peripherals, COOP, in the amount not to exceed the sum of $449,996.96. R 50-224, authorizing refund of a restoration fee in the amount of $1,250 to the American Residential Services LLC for property located at 620 Hanson Avenue. R 51-224, authorizing refund of a restoration fee in the amount of $1,250 to Elani Home LLC for property located at 173 First Street, Block 21, Lot 35. R 52-224, authorizing a refund of hydrant meter rental deposit to AWT Environmental Services, Inc. in the amount of $1,981.39. R 53-224, authorizing a refund of hydrant meter rental deposit to Fisher Contracting, Inc. in the amount of $1,533.26. R 54-224, authorizing a refund of hydrant meter rental deposit to Nordic Contracting Company, Inc. in the amount of $112.74. R 55-224, authorizing application to the BPU Community Energy Plan Implementation Grant Program. R 56-224, authorizing a contract to Century Industry LLC for the purchase of Showmaster Mobile Stage Sound Shell Community Stage in accordance with Houston Galveston Area Council Cooperative Purchasing Program Contract Number PR 11-20 in the amount of $168,920.
Council President, I believe I had asked for some information for this resolution to compare the price. In the past, we were renting similar type of vehicle from the county at a very low rate. So I was wondering, what was that rate? And how many times are we gonna use this mobile vehicle annually to see if it's gonna be cost effective? I had asked of this, and I was wondering if I have any of these answers.
I'm not sure if we were able to obtain the rate that we were in the past.
Because
we
it's
rented
been
from the
over a
county.
week.
Right.
The purpose of having these meetings is so we could ask for these documents. A week has gone by. It seems only fair to be provided with this information. This is a large dollar amount, and we want to see if we're wasting money, or if we could, if we could better use that money the way we have been by renting this vehicle, since we really don't put on that many events annually. And how many events are we gonna have this year? And how many times are we gonna use this if we do purchase this?
I know one thing we said, and you're correct about, you did ask those questions. One point that was brought up is that this was going to take a 12 to 18-month period for it to be produced, as we know, because of the delay in manufacturing time. But during that time frame, I know Recreation was going to provide what they were doing in the past, that they can now provide those programs and also go into the communities once this showmobile is, again, a year from way, once it's manufactured and brought to the city, they'd be able to use it. But I don't believe I have the rate that we were being charged.
So I would like to table this because I had asked for this information 1 week ago.
You have the, oh, sorry, Tasha does have the director of OECD, I don't have.
Okay, great.
Good evening. So there were several questions that were proposed in regards to the mobile stage, one being the rate from the county. The rate is about $1,500 for a 3-hour event. But the concern with that is that the mobile stage that belongs to the county was not readily available for our events. They schedule county-wide, so it's also a conflict in scheduling. So it's not just the cost, it's the availability of that mobile unit. This mobile unit would allow us, as you know, to travel and take our events outside of just the areas that we've hosted events in the past. The director of Superintendent of Recreation also provided us with a list of events that would utilize this mobile stage, including our Halloween events, car shows, sporting events, festivals, the arts festival, music events. There's a litany of events that they provided us with, and I can share that with you all. Cultural events, food truck festivals, which we've had and will continue to have. And then in addition, I think it's important to note that we have smaller stages that are not used or cannot be used for these larger scale events, and take a bunch of manpower to build and break down, which obviously then increases the cost of overtime. So this mobile stage will, in addition to providing us the opportunity to take the show on the road, if you may, it also reduces the cost on salary and overtime.
I believe that DPW had just purchased the stage recently, within the last couple of years. But if not, even then, the amount of events you're talking about, you listed probably 4 of them. So even if we rent it out, well, how many need a sound stage? Because this is different, this type of stage is different. And I was under the assumption that it could only be used in the UEZ areas.
So you can travel, and as you know, the UEZ is about 60 to 70%, if not more, of our city. So it can travel to throughout the majority of our city. And if we have 4 to 6 events a year, you know that this cost isn't just for 1 year. This mobile stage will be ours for years to come and can be utilized throughout.
But then
the
any maintenance or wear and tear would also fall on us also, as
Will
opposed to
also-
being able to rent it.
So that would be part of the UEZ cost and grant covered. It would not be on the city budget, if you may, and will be built into additional funding opportunities.
Okay, so how many events are we gonna use this for? I'm trying to do a cost analysis to see if this is gonna benefit us, or is this going to be another albatross, a waste of money, like that amphitheater that has been sitting there underutilized with no programming. Since we built the structure, I would think that all the programming would be for the structure that exists, as opposed to now reinvesting in something else that it sounds like we don't have a plan for. It just seems just a money pit. I would like to see a plan before this money actually acts for the investment of these plans.
So Mr. Green mentioned that this takes about 12 to 18 months to acquire, to come in. Within that time, if it is the council's wishes to produce a plan of events to go along with it. The events I mentioned are not, are events that are coming, but if you want to schedule events, we will plan out, you do have time to plan out 12 to 18 months from now. You don't necessarily have a calendar for the entire year. So we could provide that to you if you like.
With the dollar amount you told me, we could have about 5 to 10 events for 10 years, and it'll still be probably half the dollar amount that we're asking for here. So that's something that we really need to take into consideration, that it seems that it is a big waste, a lot of money is being asked for something, and if this does go through, I would like to see the program to make sure that it's successful, because the amphitheater has been sitting there empty. There's been no planning to make sure that it is successful. Once we build these things, even if it's our plan or not, it exists, and we should work to make sure that it is successful. So I would like to see some of the funding go to make sure that the planning at the amphitheater is successful. Is there any planning for the amphitheater this year from the city?
So I can't speak to recreation or festivals or music events that are happening with the Department of Human Services, but I could say, you said you'd like to see some monies go to the amphitheater. Mr. Green did ask that we research, and the amphitheater is in the UEC district. And in the future, if we'd like, we can present council with some, with a funding application to the UEZ. As you know, all UEZ money has to go, even though we have a $2 million allocation, we have to apply for that money project-based. So, and you'll see a few of those projects on tonight's agenda. But in the future, if you'd like to invest some UEZ monies in the amphitheater, that's something that we are more than welcome to apply for.
So we could have had this in place of the amphitheater all along. This is why we
No,
really.
that's not what I said.
But we say that the amphitheater
not
is in
what I
the
said.
UEZ area, meaning that we could bring this mobile unit to that area. Meaning if there was no stage there, that this could have been the
The
stage.
stage was approved, designed, and constructed before we ever had a UEZ allocation.
Okay, not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that, that, okay, so it
Okay,
seems
thank
that,
you.
so since you don't have the answer, if we have about the program, and you said
thought I
human
answered all your
services,
questions.
do we have someone who can answer that
I believe I
question?
answered all your questions, and I said I'd provide a plan with future events as we go closer.
When can we receive that plan for future events, since we're already almost in March?
Right, so you're talking about for the 12-10.
For this year, or even for this
It wouldn't be
year?
for this year because we wouldn't have the stage for this year. We would have the stage, if approved this evening, in a year or two to come.
Does the UEZ have any events planned for this year?
So the UEZ itself does not plan events.
Okay, but you're asking, but the UEZ is
The
asking
UEZ
for
is
this?
asking for a mobile stage to support the city and other nonprofits and organizations such as your wife, right? I believe she has a wonderful music festival down at the Ferry Slip. If we want to take that show on the road, we'd be able to do that
No, you see, the whole
with this mobile stage.
the whole point was to utilize underutilized spaces here in this city that have been sitting vacant for years. So that was the whole point of that, was to revitalize these spaces that have not been used. And I think we were successful at doing that. Thank you very much.
I love the event. It's great. Thank you.
I don't want you to leave.
President,
Ms. Vasquez, I have something else. Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, Director Vasquez, I'm gonna ask you a question about the next.
Yeah, that's why I told her
The
to,
next 12.
that's why,
So I didn't want you to go away.
yes. Okay, so R 57-224 rescinding in its entirety. Resolution R 557-1123 authorizing the city to submit an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for Urban Enterprise Assistance Fund for the Fink Park project in the amount of $400,000. And also, we have number 58, R 58-224, authorizing submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Funds for the Fink Park project in the amount of $700,000. Okay, so, your question?
What's the difference? Why does
Yes.
it go from 400 to 700?
Absolutely. So we're rescinding the initial application of 400,000 because initially UEZ allowed for, or communicated to us that they allowed for real estate acquisition. And then they came back and told us that they didn't. So we rescinded that application. And this new application is going to cover the cost of the project design for Fink Park. I'd like to note that the city received NPP ARP funding from DCA in the amount of $688,000 to acquire that property and to design and construct the park. 688, 425, thanks to the council, was approved, 425,000, that is, was approved to purchase the property. Great news, we now are owners of that property, so thank you. And this new $700 amount would be added to the balance of the 688 to cover the cost of the estimate for park construction. I believe that in front of you, or you have a cost estimate of a little over $1 million to construct this park. And so this $700 tied to the balance of the NPP ARP monies will be used to design and construct the property formerly, well, known as Fink Park. That's the explanation. And I would like to note that the community was super instrumental in designing and coming up with concepts for this design, and for the need for open space in our downtown district overall. So we conducted a study with NJTPA along with folks from Rutgers, and came up with a wonderful plan. And this concept, it takes pools from some of those ideas and surveys and interviews that were conducted during that planning stage.
And I think, and I don't know if we have that picture of the design.
We do.
More or less, that's what we saw at the agenda prep. And-
It's a
and I think
concept,
an-
so it's not
as a
fully-
concept,
yeah.
you know, more or less of what it's gonna look like. So I really appreciate that.
So you
Will,
have,
I have one quick, will there be more trees than there are right now?
so there will be trees. I didn't count the concept plan, and they would have to go out, the engineers will go out and assess the trees that are currently there, and their viability, and if they're alive, if they're dead, if they're causing more headache than not, and they will plant trees accordingly. And we'll keep the aesthetic and the design similar to that of the color, because I know that when you drive by Madison Avenue in the spring and the fall, it's beautiful. So we want to make sure that we keep that as well.
Any more questions about this, these two? Okay. Thank you very much, Ms.
Thank you.
Vasquez. R 59-224, authorizing a contract with Hudson Machinery LLC for the purchase of Van Arm vacuum litter collector in the accordance with Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Program Contract Number 093021-EXP in the amount not to exceed $95,000. R 60-224, authorizing the acceptance of a grant from Middlesex County Open Space in the amount of $1,500,000 for the youth complex. R 61-224, authorizing change order number 1 to the contract with Z Brothers Concrete Contractors, Inc., decreasing the contract for the 2022 UEZ Road Rehabilitation and Improvement, Hall Avenue, Jefferson Street, and Maple Street in the amount of $60,599.35. R 62-224, authorizing submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Funds to pursue professional services for a 5-year strategic plan not to exceed $125,000 for the fiscal year 2022. R 63-224, authorizing the City of Perth Amboy to submit an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Funds for the fireworks event in the amount of $40,000 for the fiscal year 2022. R 64-224, authorizing the City of Perth Amboy to submit an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Fund for the Roll Gate Removal Project in the amount of $300,000 for the fiscal year 2023. R-65-224, authorizing the City of Perth Amboy to submit an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Funds for the Business Ambassador Project in the amount of $60,000 for the fiscal year 2024. R-66-224, authorizing a submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Fund for a seasonal clean team project in the amount of $150,000 for fiscal year 2024.
I'd like to make a little statement on this. It's good to be able to provide employment opportunities. This is a large dollar amount, and I've seen a lot of other business districts throughout our state, and what they do is they work with the store owners, and they have projects where the store owners actually maintain their property and clean in front of their shops. And it works very well. It works in Central Avenue in Jersey City. All of the business owners participate along with the business district, and it probably saves that district right here, $150,000. It's nice to have to provide these services, but if a store owner is not going to maintain their property, what do we do? We're a cash-strapped community. Well, that's all I have to say about this one.
Thank you. R-67-224, approving transfer of calendar year 2023 budget appropriation reserves in the amount of $1,432.58. R-68-224, authorizing emergency temporary appropriation to extend the calendar year 2024 temporary budget in the amount of $7,800. We have some communications and closed session resolution, R-40-224, authorizing a closed session at the February 14, 2024 meeting to discuss personnel. I need a motion.
Move.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Public portion, 5 minutes maximum per speakers. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ken Bauer, 359 Brookhaven. All right, I see we don't have no budget yet. So I guess we're gonna wait to the end and pull her out of our umps again. All right, I didn't know we have a disco on Whole Avenue now, flashing lights on the streets there, so I guess that's allowed to do anymore. I looked at your personnel policy, and you have conduct unbecoming a public employee. I guess doing that in the middle of the street, in the public, is okay. I guess that's what our employees should be doing, spitting into the wind. American Rescue Act. Anybody ever look at what this budget is? You see on the bottom of it? Available unallocated funds, $1 million. $1 million. We saving this for the new election coming up, or what are we saving $1 million for? I mean, we've had this money, and it's supposed to be used to help balance budgets, so we didn't raise taxes, we didn't raise anything, and do it. We're spending almost $1 million for a park now. We're buying property down here for a firehouse. I mean, we're spending and spitting money out like it's going out of style. And, taxpayers, I guarantee, because in election year, we might not have a raise. But come next year, when the guy's got 3 years to go, we're going to use taxes. It's going to be raised up. Because there's no budget or anything, and nobody's looking in advance. When Mr. Fahrenbach was here, he had a 10-year plan. And put a 10-year plan together to get us out of trouble. And we didn't have $16 million to play with. You have $16 million, and you're getting all this pilot money. I mean, he's flying better than United right now, but how many pilots are giving out? And you're giving them all the money, no money for the schools. Now we're getting a brand new high school that says it's going to be 3,300 people can go there. How many students do we have in high school now? And what's going to be after you build all the apartments and everything else like that? Where's it gonna be? Councilman, did they spell your name right the second time? Very good. They got something right. So, when's it gonna happen? Now, let's talk about prescriptions that are being denied. Cigna. Employees go to a Cigna doctor. Now, get that. A Cigna-approved doctor. That doctor writes a prescription. Cigna denies it. It's a Cigna doctor that is authorized by Cigna. And Cigna, at the other end, denies it. How's that? The doctor's not doing right? Then you should get rid of the doctor. What is happening here? You have Congressman Pallone sitting here going, I'm going to help everybody with drugs for diabetes and everything else like that. You guys now want to run as Democrats, but no, you run as Republicans. Because you spit money out like it's going out of style. And you don't care. So how does Cigna deny prescriptions or tie it up for an employee? How does that happen? How does that happen? I would like to get a Cigna person in here, and you all should be getting here, because your employees' health and everything is very important, it should be. Because most of the employees, if you're not one of the boys or the girls, you're not getting whatever. And Joe Goldie can tell you, they authorized Viagra by the business administrator at the time. So they can change it. So as he gets a phone call, and I'm sure the mayor never has a problem with his prescriptions or anything else like that. So what about certain employees? I know it happened. I seen it happen. Joe Goldie could attest to that. She was there when they were authorizing Viagra. So is that happening? That's a fact. I'm telling you by a business administrator before.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, but if it happened before, you've got the same people that are playing here. The brokers coming back, everybody's recycled here. The same stuff is happening. It hasn't changed. You're recycling and bringing back people. Let's go to UEZ funds. You know why the UEZ funds is the way it is? Because they were misappropriated in this town, and they were used improperly. We had a bread pudding place. They gave it the money and it disappeared. There was so much of that happening. That's why the UEZ was changed, because it's misappropriated, not only in our town, but other towns. So what are you doing spending all this money? I mean, actually, the flowers in Newark look a lot better than our flowers. I'll give you back 2 seconds.
Thank you.
Adele Tofik, 41 Colfax Street. So, towing ordinance. Put on, taken off, put on, taking it off. It's been 9 months. Discrepancy in language. Prices with other towns. I went out of my way. I spent so much time handing almost every town in Middlesex County to you guys. Each and every single town. 9 months later, we're questioning the rates. 9 months later, we're questioning what we're gonna do. Yet, nobody's dictating our expenses. You're only dictating our income. Everybody's concerned about other towns, but yet, you guys are the council of the town of Perth Amboy. I really wanna get this to a closure, and to be honest, like, I don't see why it's being put on and put off. I kinda smell a weasel and a snake behind the scene doing things. Not really sure why it's being happening. But I really need you guys to vote on this and really put it together, because our expenses for all of us are getting ahead of our income, and it's getting really bad. And I stand alone and I speak for all the towing guys when I say that we really need the raise. And the raise that we're getting will still put us below everyone else for the job that we're doing. We'll deal with a lot of nonsense. And if you guys don't believe it, hey, you're more than welcome to come hang with us. Come with us on the tow. Come sit in the office for 20 minutes and see it. It's a lot of nonsense, and we really need this raise. Like yesterday, you guys handed out millions of dollars every year. City employees getting huge raises. So it can be better for the benefit of the taxpayers, because all this, each and every single taxpayer pays for it. What we do, less than 5% pay for it, and they could avoid it if they choose to. So that's the decision that they're making. So I need you to please look into this. Whatever is going behind the scenes that I'm not aware of, which I'm sure is gonna come to light sooner or later, it has to stop, because we need to move forward with this raises that's putting us in deficit on our own. We have equipment to purchase, we have families to feed, and again, I took the time to provide all of you guys with the ordinance from all the towns, and that's not really my job. I shouldn't be providing you guys, like, city attorney or BA should be doing this and providing to you, not me, but I did it. And I spent a lot of time doing it out of my life, away from my family, doing it. And just keeps getting tabled, one day in, one day out. And I'm not sure if you guys know, every time this gets published in the paper, it's $500. Taxpayers' money, again. So I need you guys to really look at this so we can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public session.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I need a motion to go to closed session.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we'll be going to close session, and then we'll come back, close the caucus, and then start the meeting. Thank you.
Ready?
It's 7:05:06, and we're back from closed session. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to adjourn caucus meeting.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now is the council meeting for February 14, 2024, council chambers. No, presiding officers of the council, Milady Tejeda, wishes to advise the audience that notice of this meeting has been filed with the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and posted on the bulletin board in the city clerk's office and on the city's website, indicating that today's meeting is being held in the council chamber, City Hall, 260 High Street, right after the caucus and closed session. Council President Tejeda, as a courtesy of the governing body, I will ask all individuals present, including members of the audience, to please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. Should you need to make a telephone call, please go out into the hallway and speak in a low voice so as not to disturb the ongoing meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Present.
Councilwoman Morales?
Present.
Councilman Puccio?
Present.
Councilman Torres?
Present.
Council President Tejeda?
Present. Okay, let's stand for the invocation. Dear Lord, please watch over this governing body, watch over this town, and provide us with the right wisdom to make the right decision for our citizens, for our residents. And also, I want to pray for those in need right now, for their family members who are in our forces abroad and also in the nation defending our freedom. I pray for them and all their family, also our children who live and play in our town. Protect them, their mental health that is going on right now, the difficulties that every family in our town is having. And for that, I put it in your hands, sir, Lord, and protect us. And with that, I say amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Ordinance, public hearing, 5 minutes maximum per speaker per ordinance. Number one, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by handicapped persons, ordinance number 380-85, an amendment adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255A of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. This is about deleting one parking space. And I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, okay, it's open to the public. Anybody wants to speak on this? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number two, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Administration of Government, Ordinance Number 1-72, an amendment adopted July 28, 1972, also known as Chapter C of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. And this is about harborside marina utility improper docking. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's open to the public. Anybody? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 3, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of the property designated on the tax map of the City of Perth Amboy as Block 127, lots 16, 17, and 18, commonly known as 333-341 High Street, for public purposes pursuant to NJSA 48, column 12-5, and NJSA 20, column 3-1. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Agenda, public comments. Citizen may address the council on any matter on the agenda which does not have its own scheduled public hearing. Citizens shall be permitted to speak once for a maximum of 5 minutes. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public comments.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Reports. Fallon Barchiski, tax collector, submitted the monthly report of collections for the month of January 2024. Number 2, Jill A. Goldie's CFO controller, submitted the following: investment report for December 2023, budget status report for December 2023, interim year GASB 75 report for the year ending December 31st, 2023. Ordinance, first reading, no public discussion. Number 1, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by the handicapped person, ordinance number 2380-85. Is that really 20 there?
No, it's 380-85.
Yeah, ordinance number 380-85, an amendment adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255A of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is deleting 4 spaces. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 2, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the vacation of certain portions of Herbert Street and Market Street pursuant to NJSA 40, column 67-1. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
No.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 3, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the sale of the property located at Block 89, lots 9.01, 11.01, 12.01, and 13.01, commonly known as rear of 525-537 Smith Street to Gateway Redevelopment LLC for the purchase price of $42,000 pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A, column 12A-1. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
No.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 4, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic Ordinance Number 194-78 as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414 of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about King Street loading zone. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman.
Oh, sorry.
It's, we stated during the caucus, it's not gonna be the loading zone, it's gonna be the, no parking certain hours. It's gonna be that section, and that, ordinance is on file with the city clerk, and I believe, you have a copy of it.
Okay.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Resolution, look through them and pull what you need to pull.
I just have one question.
Okay, you
Should
can
ask
pull
her
it.
before.
You can pull it.
No, I don't want to pull nothing. I just want to ask a question about one of these. It's about a fee. About a fee.
Which one?
The restoration fee. What is it?
What number is that?
Oh, there's two of them. They're like almost in a row. Like R 51-224. I just want to know what it is, what a restoration fee is. I don't want to pull
It's
it.
here.
Yeah. But what,
What was it?
what is a restoration fee? Not how, what, Mr. Opal.
Just give me 1 second.
Oh.
I'm looking at it.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I'm just curious what it is.
It must be on the backup. I didn't get a chance. You know, this doesn't work anymore.
Lottie.
Huh? Go ahead.
48,
48,
49,
49,
56,
56.
57,
Oh,
58,
wait, hold on. 57, 58,
and
okay.
then number 62,
62.
and 65.
Okay,
That's all.
that's it.
The restoration fee, the resident applied for a street opening permit to install a new water line, and to ensure that they close everything up, they have to post the fee with the city. They took care of
To
that,
restore
so
the roadway after that. Oh, okay.
Right, anybody else want to pull anything? No? Okay, so the consent agenda is R41 through R47, R50 through R55, R59 through R61, R63 through R64, R66 through R68. I need a motion for the consent agenda.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number R48, 224, authorizing the City of Perth Amboy through the City of Perth Amboy Police Department to participate in the Defense Logistic Agency Law Enforcement Support Office 1033 program to enable the Perth Amboy Police Department to request and acquire excess Department of Defense equipment. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Anything? Okay, so I need roll call.
Councilwoman
Any
Cruz?
discussion, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, go ahead.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
I have a problem with even the appearance of the militarization of our police department, so I'm going to vote no.
And Council President Tejeda?
Yes. R49-224, authorizing a contract with JCT Solutions for the purchase of the Vigilant City Surveillance Camera Project through BC-BID-22-24 Computer Equipment and Peripherals, COOP, in the amount not to exceed the amount of $449,996 with 96 cents. I need a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
The city has spent well over $2 million in surveillance cameras in the last couple of years, so I'm going to vote no.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. R 56-224, authorizing a contract to Century Industry LLC for the purchase of Showmaster Mobile Stage Sound Shell Community Stage in the accordance with Houston Galveston Area Council Cooperative Purchasing Program Contract Number PR 11-20 in the amount of $168,920. I need a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio? Yes. Councilman Torres?
No.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. R 57-224, rescinding in its entirety Resolution R 557-1123, authorizing the city to submit an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for Urban Enterprise Assistance Funds for the Fink Park project in the amount of $400,000 for the fiscal year 2024. Need a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
No.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. R 58-224, authorizing the submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Fund for the Fink Park project in the amount of $700,000 for the fiscal year 2024. Need a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
Okay. So we're at now $1,100,000 for this parcel of land to create a park. And what stands there right now as we speak is a park. So maybe that money could have been allocated to Second Street Park to help that project, speed up and to completion. But it seems that we're allocating money to this other money pit, because this is probably just the beginning, and I could see in the near future being asked to allocate more money for this parcel of land, so I'm gonna vote no.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. R 62-224, authorizing submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Funds to pursue professional services for a 5-year strategic plan not to exceed $125,000 for the fiscal year 22. I need a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
No.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. R 65-224, authorizing the city of Perth Amboy to submit an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Funds for the Business Ambassador Project in the amount of $60,000 for the fiscal year 2024. I need a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Councilman Torres?
No.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. All right. Public portion. I need a motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody wants to speak about anything? Seeing none, I need a motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Council comments, Councilwoman Cruz.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for those who are here present. Happy Valentine's Day. And as we celebrate Black History Month, We just wanted to note that all the activities are on the website of the library, but the library will be having an event from 1 to 5 on Saturday. And the memorial of Manny Pacheco was beautiful. Thank you for those who went as well. It was great to see that in fruition. And I hope that everyone has a restful President's Day weekend, and have a good night. God bless.
Councilwoman Morales?
Thank you for everyone that came to the meeting today. And just want to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day and hope everyone celebrates with their loved ones, whether it's family and friends or both. And nothing much else to say except have a beautiful and safe long weekend if you're celebrating the President's Day weekend. Thank you.
Councilman Puccio?
For those of you who don't know, Sergeant Cruz is back to work. Some of you may remember, he was the one whose wife performed CPR on him in the middle of the night. If you want to read about him and his wife, there's a story in the Asbury Park Press today about the importance of learning CPR. And the doctors credit her use of CPR that night for saving Sergeant Cruz, her husband. Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
and happy Valentine's to all the ladies in the audience.
Not the guys?
And gentlemen, and gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Mr. Orocho.
Okay. Councilman Torres?
I have nothing nice to say about what's going on, so I'm not going to say anything.
Thank you. And I just want to say thank you for attending. Thank you for taking the time to come in. And I also want to invite all of you to participate on the different activities that are going on during this month of Black History Month. So Saturday specifically, they have many activities at the library, so I invite all of you. Enjoy your weekend, also celebrating President's Day on Monday. So for those who are off, enjoy it and have a long weekend. And thank you very much for all of you for participating and those who came in to work today. All right, thank you very much. Have a good night. I need a motion to close.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night, everyone.